These are devotions for people at a social distance. This morning in my devotions, I was reading in Genesis chapter 28, especially the story of Jacob at Bethel. And the story is justly kind of famous. Jacob's running for his life from his brother. He stops at this place called, I think it's called Luz, and he goes to sleep. And he pulls a rock, throws it under his head, makes it a pillow. I mean, it's obviously not a very nice sleeping arrangement. And then he has this dream. The famous dream, of course, called Jacob's ladder, Jacob's staircase. Probably the word refers more to a ramp, but whatever it is, he sees that this place where he is a conduit between heaven and earth. This is all in a mirror, in a dream. But this is what he sees. Then, as the story goes, he wakes up, he takes his pillow, his rock, he sets it up as a pillar and anoints it and says this is a holy place because of what he's seen in his dream. And on one hand, I see that this is probably the story, right? The story that was told to pilgrims, to worshipers who came to the sanctuary at Bethel over the centuries. And they would come there and they would look around and they would be shown, oh, over here, this pillar, a huge, massive stone. No doubt it would have had to be that remarkable. This was set up by Jacob here when he established this sanctuary, and they would tell the story of how it was his pillow. And one thing that makes me think is this. It makes Jacob seem like a giant, like a man of extraordinary strength, right? Because this pillow must have been, first of all, he's using a stone as a pillow. That's not normal behavior. And then he must have been enormously strong to set up this pillar all by himself. So, what do we do with all of this? Yes, Jacob is made much larger than life in this story. And we do that, of course. We do that with our heroes. We do that with our symbolic people. But at the heart, what is the story? It's a story of a dream. We all have those. That's not necessarily extraordinary. And what he sees in a vision is, I think, the truth. That the distance between heaven and earth, between God and us, is not like we think it is. That things are much closer than we think. That is absolutely foundational to the very idea of what it means to be in relationship with God in this world, in this life right now. So it's kind of an extraordinary story, but it brings us down to earth. It reminds us that God is not far away, far distant, that God actually cares, that God is near. So it's an amazing story. I love this story of the pillow that became a pillar, but it's also something that really touches us where we are right now. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, that you are not so far away as we might be tempted to think. Amen.